What's going on, everybody? Back with another one. So, shout out to Bree for this comment. Gonna go into it right here. Reading the comment, Bree puts, I hate this light skin and dark skin stuff, lol. But a lot of this behavior comes from mulatto people and mixed women who are operating in African American community sensibilities. Bingo. With Drake, he's saying he is the best in the genre, right? I'll stop right here. I'll continue on with the comment. But the thing is, when Drake said he's the best, right? When he had that recent collaboration with J. Cole, another mulatto man, he had two mulattos, two biracials up there in the first person shooter song, and they were saying they're the best. And so now these Bantus, these dark skinned blacks and the hip hop and just the whole, because hip hop is basically the culture they call the culture, the African American hood culture. It's basically a pro-black street culture, okay? And so they are dictating the terms and they will allow mulattoes into their group. It's funny how they talk about, well, the blacks, we always accept you. The whites don't accept you. The blacks accept you. So come over here and kiss my butt. That's precisely what it is. They will accept you under their terms if you agree to never outshine them and outperform them, right? They want you to be their subordinate. So, and Drake is getting a lot of pushback with these Bantu rappers because he dared to publicly say that he was better than everybody. So a lot of the dark skins are rappers now. They're like, oh, hold up, homie. You ain't like one of us. Isn't that what Kendrick Lamar, he did a song called Not One of Us or something like that, calling Drake a colonizer. This is precisely why. We'll get more into that later. So continuing with the comment, I'll start from the where I left off. With Drake, he's saying he is the best in a genre that is typically black people, and he's mulatto. And the waters get murky when you have the black community trying to say he's black, right? They'll weaponize the one drop rule. They'll pull you in and out of blackness, when it benefits them. Continuing on, she puts, because after you accept that, even if you accept that, you can't outshine them. This is what I previously said. That's the terms, the conditions they have in the culture where they talk about, well, we accept you, the blacks in America, we accept biracials because the whites don't accept you, right? So what you're accepting is that you have to be a subordinate to them. You have to uplift them. They don't have to do the same for you. They don't have to defend you or march for you or uphold any standards you set. Okay. Doesn't seem like that's a fair trade. It's nothing fair. It's basically primitive tribalism is what you're dealing with there in that situation, if you choose to dabble in those waters, so to speak. So in them, if you are in their community, then, and that's what Drake is doing right, because he's operating, like you put here, in the African American community sensibilities. Now, Drake's father is African American. And with all this whole rap battle stuff going on, there's some information I saw out there where Drake's father, I think Drake's uncle was a musician as well. And Drake's uncle opened up like for Al Green, or he played guitar in Al Green's band. So like Drake comes from a music background, entertainment background from his African American father. But you notice how these blacks want to weaponize the one drop rule against Drake and be like, oh, he grew up in Canada in a suburb with his white Jewish mom, but they never bring up his father, right? His father was heavily influential. But this is precisely what they do. If you're biracial and they tell you, oh, we accept you, they're basically saying, look, you got to kiss my black butt and you have to accept all the slurs and the racial slurs and the attacks that we give you. Don't ever outshine or outperform us in any endeavor, we do, because then they're going to start whining and crying. That's why you see this interesting dynamic where it's like, it's not just Drake versus Kendrick Lamar. It's literally Drake is challenging. It's all these rappers, the status quo. Drake is challenging the status quo where you have all these dark skins, these rappers who are degenerate rappers, okay? And they're all married to mixed women, or they have bastard kids by multiple other women. That's part of the culture, single mothers. So they have all these random kids. They got married to mixed women, and it's a whole bunch of them. ASAP Rocky, isn't he married to like one of the Kardashians? He has a kid. So he's got a biracial kid. You notice how these degenerates, how they are, like they'll get with a non-black woman, they'll create a biracial child. but they'll still attack a man like Drake because he's biracial. Make no mistake about it. You have all these rappers like Rick Ross, Kendrick Lamar, Future, ASAP Rocky, Metro Boomin. All these rappers are teaming up. It's like 20 of them versus one mulatto guy, Drake. See, because they're trying to uphold the status quo in the degenerate side of the AA culture, where you have dark-skinned Bantus who are degenerate rappers who want all the mixed women. They want to create bastard kids with all these other races of women, but they want to compete against the mulatto man. They don't want the mulatto man to outshine and outperform them. Okay, but like agreeing with what Bree's saying, the reason why a lot of this stuff is happening to Drake is because he's operating in their community, and he fully or he's challenging the status quo. I could say he doesn't understand, he doesn't fully understand, but I believe he does understand that this is the game with these Bantus. Like, they want you to be a subordinate to them. If you're in dealing with them and you outperform them, they're going to whine and cry. That's what they're talking about with the NBA. A lot of these black guys got their white wives or white partners, non-black partners, and they're having mixed kids. And then those kids grow up. A lot of them play basketball, professional NBA, and they're outperforming a lot of dark skins. You see all these mulattoes in the NBA court, and you have a lot of blacks who are whining and crying about that, something that they did, you know. So it's a very interesting conundrum, if I can say that. But I like this comment with Breeze stating here. I want to see what you guys, the audience, the public, what you have to say about this, because this is spot on. And yeah, Drake is challenging the status quo that they have established. And it's interesting because this is bigger than just a little hip hop beef or some personal beef with Kendrick and Drake, because Kendrick Lamar represents, like I said, the pro-whack street culture. And Drake is like a guy who's like biracial. So he's, and from Canada, right? So there's a lot of other nuances there, but it's not just some personal beef. This is the status quo of the degenerate pro-whack street culture and their guy Kendrick. And so very interesting stuff. We're going to talk more about this. Let me know what you guys think. Shout out to you, Bree, for the comment. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.